As if I needed another printer, here we are. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. So y'all saw already the printer that we have unboxed. Well, I'm going to walk through the unboxing process with you all. Today we are unboxing Brother's latest or new Sublimation printer. This is not a printer that has been converted into sublimation. This is an actual sublimation printer. The printer comes with sublimation ink. If this is your first time hearing of sublimation, or if you are researching, sublimation requires a high heat to transfer the image from the sublimation paper to the shirt or tumbler or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. And it requires some polyester. So you want to make sure that you have apparel that is at least 65% polyester base. Honestly, I like 100% polyester the most because that's where you're going to get your most vibrant, beautiful colors. If you sub onto cotton, it's going to wash out. So it will press into your cotton shirts, but it will wash out. So if you're looking for a print method for your cotton t-shirts, this might not be it, because the only way that you can get sublimation ink or the sublimation process to work onto cotton is if you use a hack. All right, so let's get ready to open this printer up, see what it's all about, and see what we think about it. Let's get started. All right, y'all, so here's the printer, and it is time for us to unbox it. This is a Brother sublimation printer, SP-1, and we're going to get this opened up and see how this will go. Of course, this is just the box showing some of the items you can do with sublimation: shirts, phone cases, bags, cups, coasters, and there is a QR code probably to help us get started with the software. And it's just letting us know to get your machine connected, transfer your design, and of course, we're going to watch it print and press our, we'll probably do a shirt, not sure yet, but this is the software, and let's get this open. Today we will be using a computer to get going with our new sublimation printer. We won't be using an iPad or any other similar device, so we will not be downloading the app that's suggested, but we will give the app a try in the future. So right here at the top, we have ink, and this is what the ink cartridges look like. That was yellow. This looks like this is cyan. We have magenta. And over here we have black. And then of course we have the cord. We're going to put that over there, and we're going to lift out the cardboard. And there is the printer. All right, so here we have all the inks. We also have the instructions, and these are the instructions for us. And this is some sublimation paper. They also sent sublimation paper. And we're going to get ready to take this out. Alright, so I have it out of the box, and we're just going to take it out of the plastic. The cord is already attached, and it looks like it's a fairly long cord. Alright guys, so with all other printers, we just want to make sure that all of the tape is removed, and we're removing the tape from the paper tray, and you will load the paper here. So I'm just going to open up the machine just to see if there's any other tape. We have a sticker. Let's get started. And it just has more information on how to download the software and other things that you may need, if you need heat guides or if you need any more supplies and some tips. And so we're not quite ready to download the software just yet. I thought maybe this would come off, and it possibly does come off, but we will see. So the first thing that we need to do based on the instructions is to load the paper inside, and this is sublimation paper. And so we want to load this into the machine face down. And this also lets us know that this side is the printable side. So only one side is printable, and that is the side facing us. And the first sheet is cardboard, so we want to get rid of that. And then it says just for us to kind of loosen that paper up a little bit, okay? So they're not stuck together. All right, so we're going to get ready and load it. This is the print side, and we're going to turn it upside down, and we're just going to open that up. And we're going to put it in. Put it just like that. Now we can pull it up just a little bit more, and we're going to push it in. There we go. Now we're just going to pull out the paper support guide, and then this will help your paper stay in place and it won't fall. Now we're going to get ready to plug in the printer. All right, when I plugged it in, it started making some noise. And now we're going to get ready to install the ink. And so to install the ink, we're just going to pull this down, and there's a guide for how we should place the colors. Alright guys, so based on the instructions, we need to shake up the ink, and you want to hold it flat while shaking it. Those are the specific instructions listed in the manual, and these are super easy to pop in. And so that's all I'm going to do. I'm following the order of the machine, and make sure that you verify and double check which slot you're placing the colors in. You don't want to mess up your printer by placing them in the wrong area. Now I'm just going to continue to charge the ink, and the ink took maybe like 10 minutes to charge. And so we are getting ready to print out a nozzle check so that we can see how well the nozzles are. Just because you have a brand new printer, don't assume that everything is going to print out perfectly. So far the setup has been pretty easy, and once the nozzle check came out, I was a little bit worried because I was honestly not following the manual. And when I looked at it, I thought that something was wrong, because with most printers, there are solid lines for the nozzle check. However, with this printer, those gaps are normal. And as you will see here in the manual, that's exactly how it's supposed to look. So on the first nozzle check, everything printed out really, really good, and we can move forward to the next step. The next step is connecting your computer to your printer, and we are just simply hooking up the wired connection here. I will also be using the wireless connection. Alright guys, so the USB is actually located inside of the printer underneath. So we are going to get ready and place this here. And there's like a trail for you to follow so that you can place it down. Alright guys, so I'm just going to select the Wi-Fi to network. Let's see if we do Wi-Fi. Find Wi-Fi network. Yes, we want to continue. All right, so here we have our Wi-Fi right there. Okay. And I'm going to put in the passcode. All right, guys, so this is the Brother website, and we're going to get ready to download the software. Now, inside of the manual, it does send you to a direct link for you to be able to do that. But just in case you misplaced that, I just want to show you that you can go to brotherusa.com and you can find the software. So right now it's out of stock, but I'm pretty sure that they will be restocking this printer. It's probably just very popular at the moment, and the price is $399. All right, so we are going to get ready and just select support. If you want to do a little more research, you can head over to the Brother website and just check out some of the specifications and things like that for this machine. So we're going to select support, and here is where you will be able to download your drivers. You'll also be able to access the manual, and you will also be able to print out a copy of the warranty document. Okay. And so they do have some frequently asked questions here if you need a little more help with setting this up. But honestly, so far, this printer is super, super easy to set up. So here you have downloads on our online solution. This is where you will go to download your software. Once you download your software, don't forget that you have to go to your downloads folder and click install. All right, guys, so we are now in Creative Fabrica, and we're going to get ready to download this file so that we can print this out on our Brother Sublimation printer. And this is the bundle that I'll be using. Specifically, I'm going to be using this file here that says current mood. And I am going to select download. Once you select download, it will go into your downloads folder. And then you will be able to open it up in whichever design software you will be printing from. All right, guys, so now we're inside of Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to simply bring in the design that we downloaded from Creative Fabrica and print it out. So I just want to make sure that you all know that the max width for printing with this printer is 8.5 inches wide. So we're going to have to try to stay within those parameters or figure out a way to print a little bit wider. And to print a little bit wider, I am going to flip my canvas and I am going to make it landscape. So right now it's in portrait. Now we have it in landscape, and that is going to be perfect for us. At least I'll be able to get about 10.5 inches of width for our design. So let's head up to File. We're going to bring the file in, and I'm going to head to File and then Place. And the design that we downloaded is inside of my downloads, and I am just going to find it. I believe the one that I want is number 17, and it will be placed on our canvas. All right, so here's the design. It came in a little too big, a little too large for our canvas, and there's also extra space here. So to remove this space, even though it is a transparent background, this space, I don't necessarily want the space above and below. So I'm just going to go ahead and crop the image. I'm going to head up to the top where it has crop image, and I am just going to make sure that our bounding box is very close to the actual image. Okay, and that is looking very good now, and we can go ahead and select apply. Now that I have that done, I'm just going to simply reduce the size, and I'm making sure to keep the proportions the same. So I'm holding down my shift key as I adjust the image size. All right, so right now we have this being at a 10.7269 inch wide design by 7.0463, and I'm looking at that over here in the properties panel, and that's pretty good. That's a nice size for like a medium or large shirt. That will look good. So I'm happy about that, and we can get ready to print this out. That's all we have to do. I'm going to head up to File. So any design software that you're using, this is pretty much the same steps. Some of the terminology may be a little bit different, but you just bring it in and go ahead and print. So I'm going to select print, and I'm just going to make sure that I have this set up correct. I'm just going to go to page setup. We're going to select the Brother SP-1, and I'm going to select OK, and that widened up that bounding box for us. So this fits perfectly within the margins of the page. Now we're going to go to setup, and You guys will see when I print it out that I printed it out and I didn't mirror anything, but you want to make sure that you mirror it. So what you will need to do is flip this horizontally. Okay, so I actually left everything the same on this first print. We're leaving everything as is, quality normal, but you can adjust the quality to draft, but I don't think you really want that. And the paper type, I just left auto select because there really is just one paper type. And then for layout, you want to flip it horizontally. Okay, in order for it to print correctly, you want to flip it horizontally because it needs to be mirrored. So with some sublimation printers, I don't necessarily have to worry about this step, but you have to worry about this step. This is an actual sublimation printer. You need to make sure that you flip it horizontally. Okay, and so we are simply going to go ahead and we are going to select print. Now we're back at the printer and we are just going to wait for this to print out. This will be in real time so that you can see how quickly this machine will print out your sublimation prints. So this looks amazing. The colors look great. However, the very first time I printed this out, I did not mirror the image. So remember, you need to flip your design horizontally in order for it to print out correctly. All designs when printing with sublimation must be mirrored or flipped horizontally. Alright guys, so before we get ready to press the design, we're going to lint roll the shirt. And today we are using an A4 shirt. I got this off of jiffyshirts.com, and this is 100% polyester. As y'all know, we need polyester based material for sublimation. We're just going to press it. Alright, so we gave this a pre-press, and next we're going to get ready to apply the print. This is the print that we'll be using, and generally I'll cut around the edges just to make sure that there is no ink there, so I'm going to do that this time too. Alright, so we're going to get ready to press this. And first, I just want to make sure that I tape it. Next, I'm going to use some heat tape to tape it down. And after that, we're going to place a piece of butcher paper on top. And then we're going to press this at 385 degrees for 45 seconds. Okay, so remember to always place butcher paper on top of your prints because sometimes sublimation paper can bleed. This is my first time using this sublimation paper that came with the printer. And as I look at the butcher paper, there is no ink on the butcher paper. So I'm totally impressed by that. So that means that this paper probably does not bleed. But as I peel it off, I see the vibrancy in those colors. The shirt is looking amazing. I love how this came out, y'all. This looks so good. Look at that. Just amazing. Those colors are very nice. The reds, and a lot of times with some of the sublimation printers, the red is a problem. But in this case, no problem. All right, y'all. So we are all done. And first, that was super easy to set up. Super easy, super quick to set up. These colors are amazing. They are spot on. I think that it was easy to download. I did not have any issues. If you are new to sublimation and you're looking for an easy way to get into sublimation, this might be the option for you. Now, I do want to let you guys know how I feel about certain parts of this printer. So this printer prints 8.5 inches wide. That is the widest that you're going to be able to print by 11 inches. You will be able to use an A4 paper with this, which is about an 8.3 inch wide paper by 11.7 inches wide, like a little 11.7 inches high, which is maybe like a little bit longer than the 8.5 by 11, but you won't be able to print much larger than that. So you need to know what you're going to actually be using this printer for. As you all saw with this particular design, I turned the paper landscape and I was able to print out a little bit wider than the 8.5, but not that much wider. And this is a large shirt. Okay, so you need to know exactly what it is that you're going to be using this printer for, and then you'll be able to make a decision whether or not this is something you want to invest in. The ink price, y'all, the ink is so much. The ink is $40 per cartridge. And as you all saw, we needed 4 cartridges for this printer, the cyan, the magenta, the yellow, and the black. And each of those are $40 each. I'm not used to sublimation ink being so expensive, so that may be something that you want to kind of research and see if this is something that you want. Now with the colors, I didn't have any issue with these colors. It printed out beautifully. This is a sublimation printer and I actually love how this came out, but I'm just looking for the future. If I've been doing sublimation before, this is definitely not an upgraded printer for me. This might be like the entry-level type of sublimation printer if you're looking for something like this. There are several other options. I would advise you to research, check out other printers. Also know what it is that you will be printing using this. I am going to test it out a little bit more. Today we only used it with apparel, but I'm going to try some harder substrates and see how that turns out also. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to head over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and join the Craftable Things communities there as well. But that's it for today, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.